Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jules. As always, when you join me here, you are one of my treasures. Um, Welcome to what I like to call Area 5T1, where we do discuss the five T's. We talk about transition, we talk triathlon, we talk trends, teaching, and tips. Today, I am trying again. I'm having issues with my cell phone and wanting to, uh, you know, try to stream live from it. So what I am doing, I am trying to do it off of my webcam. So let's see how we do today. Please welcome to jump in. Um, Yeah, thank you for coming in, Mike. Yeah, right now we are having problem. Yesterday and today, I've had issues with my phone. I don't know why it is not picking up. And yesterday, at the last minute when we had to, I was able to fix my phone and use the camera on it. But we'll see how this goes. As always, um, if you are just jumping in here, please do hit a like. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. We had a great live stream last night. We picked up around, I think it was 45 new subs. That was awesome. I do want to thank everybody. Um, so please, you know, do leave a like and subscribe. Um, So now I am watching on both computers. I can on both screens. I can see whether it starts to freeze up or anything. So please do mention if anything that does start to go on with the stream, and I am gonna so I can try to fix it with my phone. I don't know what is going on with my phone. Maybe it's just because I've had it for 2 years. It's time to go and upgrade. Uh, so please, as you jump in here, do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Um, I know we probably won't have the attendance we had yesterday because we aren't on a vertical stream. Um, but that is okay. We lately we've been talking a lot about Texas and the floods over there. Uh, if any time it would be to drop a um, super chat or a super sticker would be now. We are giving our first donation to Texas this next Monday when the our super chat check comes in as a direct deposit to my account. I will be sending money to a friend who has been giving gift cards straight to the victims of the floods. Um, so please, like I said, consider dropping a super chat or a super sticker. I do want to give more next month. I know the amount will be different. So I'm still trying to see if I can go on live on my phone. Let's see. For next month, for this month, what we have collected so far. Strange, it hasn't given me what we made yesterday into the revenue. Um, Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe. we are doing fantastic for this month too. We are in the 260 range, so we will be sending most of that to Texas. We just will have to cover our overhead on our internet costs. That's really all that will be taken out. The rest will be going to Texas. So for the flood victims, um, I keep watching to see if we can get on live through my phone, um, but it just keeps spinning here. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Like I said, I right now one thing I am trying to do is really I would like to go live using my phone as the camera, but I'm trying. It seems I'm getting some issues. Um, and it seems when we do use the webcam, we don't get as many people in here. Um, I wonder if there is a setting. Uh, Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. Please do hit a like and subscribe. I wonder if I can orient this to. Uh, Hi, Raya. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Remember, you are a treasure whenever you are in here. Please do hit a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. At this time, also please consider dropping super stickers, super chats. Those are being donated to Texas. Thank you for Thomas he's back there on the futon. Right there. Today was kind of an eventful day. I was doing laundry mainly, but I had some neighbor accuse me of saying or doing something to her. All I was doing was walking by, and I heard her mumble something, and I thought she was talking to me. Hello, Jennifer. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, today I don't know. We had technical issues on the phone. I don't know why it is not wanting to stream off the phone. We had the same issues last night. Yeah, people are crazy. Like this lady, she was walking in front of the sidewalk like this, and I was walking on the side of a car, like, and I just wanted to make sure, and she mumbled something, and all I said, oh, like I said, excuse me, because I was gonna walk by her, and I thought she was talking to me. So I was just going to the laundry room, and then next thing you know, uh, I go into the laundry room, get my laundry out, and next thing you know, she comes back she went back to her house and then, or her apartment and came back. and just starts yelling at me. She's all, "What? Can I get your name and apartment number? Because you made me feel." She's all like, just saying that I said something bad or what, and all I did was say, "Excuse me." So she's all, "I'm going to call the police, or I'm going to call the apartment building," uh, and I ended up sending a complaint on my, they have where you can place complaints on the apartment building's website. I just said uh, that it was for information, just for just FYI. But I ended up calling the police and putting a report with them because then, um, it's there. It is documented. Um, and I love how the police here in Albuquerque handle things. They actually, the dispatcher took a lot of information. I called a non-emergency number, so the dispatcher did take a lot of information, and and I told, she kept trying to get my name and apartment number, and I finally just decided to keep walking, and I never gave her any information. The dispatcher said that was good, um, and then a police officer called me. I didn't know if whether there was going to, I was waiting one to come, but he just called me and checked. I think he was checking the information that was taken on the phone, along with what information I gave him verbally. And he said, "Okay, he's all, you did the best thing. He's all, you walked away from the situation. You didn't give your information, and that's all you needed to do." And sure enough, um, and that's it. The report is in, and you know, and I don't have to, worry about, anything else. If it happens again, they said, if it, they asked me if any weapons were involved, any other type of threatening, and I said no. Well, this is the only time something really like that happened. And especially here in my apartment building, and I was like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, all I said was, "Excuse me," but I don't know if she took it in a different way. I mean, you know, people will interpret, certain words in certain ways. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. If you are just joining us, we're just starting off the stream. We're about 13 minutes in. We are looking for our first 10 likes. So please, if you are in here, please do hit a like and subscribe. We are, looking to, our next goal is making it to 2,500 and 50 likes. Yesterday we ended at our number ended at, as subs. Last night we ended at 2,375. We're now at 2,376. So whoever did subscribe, I do want to thank you. You know, we are, working our way up to there, slowly. I'm trying to get you guys, how's the lighting for you guys? Is it okay? Um, I don't want to have too much light, like blinding, but yet I want you guys to be able to see me. So, okay, we're at 5 likes. Let's try to make it to those first 10. Okay, thank you. I really appreciate when you guys tell me what works. Um, And let's see how we do as far as uh, how many viewers we get today. It's going to be a lot different since we are streaming in full screen, um, and it will probably not be yesterday's number. Hello, Warehouse. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe to the channel. Um, if you aren't already, I should say. Um, Welcome to um, where we do talk the 5 T's. We talk about transition. We talk triathlon. We talk trends. We talk. I do some teaching on my channel, and I talk about. Okay, thank you, Warehouse. I believe you. I thought you wore your name looked familiar. Um, Hello, Maddie. How are you today? And then the last thing we talk about is trucks. Please do hit a like. For today, we're working our way to 10. We are only 15 minutes in, so it's going well. Considering we're doing full screen today. Um, Usually the full screen doesn't give us so much. Uh, so many views, but I think being on YouTube, we want to have, yeah, we like to have views. I'm just trying to keep that my Area 51 sign in and get more of a view on myself. Well, in other words, you're seeing me this way rather than just on your vertical stream. Not unless you see me vertical on the channel, but when I look on YouTube right now, I've pulled up my stream. Hey, Yadira, welcome. Um, had those technical issues with the phone again today. I don't know what's going on. When I look, I'm seeing myself on the full screen. Usually I use my phone, so it pops up like a short to people. And so, oh, it's okay. We're right now, we're slowly, getting people in. Um, I don't think it's going to pour in like yesterday's because we aren't on a vertical stream that goes um, into the shorts. So, but that's okay because we can have a better stream today. Just hopefully it won't freeze up like yesterday. I don't know what's going on with my phone. I need to figure that out. Maybe it's time for a new one. This one's almost 2 years old. I do have to see if it's paid off. Maybe it's time to upgrade to something new. I would love, what's the newest Samsung out there? Would be like an S, 25, 26. This is an A15. So I would have to see what I have available to me. So I can hello, Kim. Welcome to the stream. Oh wait, you've been here. I'm sorry. I'm like probably a little. The last couple of days have been wearing with all this, all the techno stuff not wanting to work. Yeah, and it's not so much that it's slow. It's just that it does not want, like, when I go on my phone and I open up YouTube and then here's where Here's where you do shorts. So then I hit to go live, and then I get this message that says try again, end stream. So then I will go and see if it has anything to do that I'm trying to do it with Wi-Fi. So I turn off the Wi-Fi, hit done. It does show the me on camera, and then once again it's sitting there trying to populate, and it is like you said, at this time it will be slow because it's trying to use the phone. So I don't know. I will have to see what if my phone is paid off. I may go get something new. Uh, if not, I'm going to have to, see what I'll have to do. You know what? I hadn't checked the baseball standings in a while. Let's see what my Padres are doing. Guys, I apologize. You might even hear it even louder. My air conditioner. Comes on. Let's see. The Padres are playing the Washington Nationals tonight. Let's see where they are in the standings. I know they were behind in the standings. Oh wait, they're back to second place in the standings. They are 5 games behind the Dodgers, but that means we're working our way back up. So that's good. Today I decided to go with the good old fashioned black camo, black, dark gray, and 2 shades of gray. I'm doing well, Raj. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I do need to do a trip to Roswell. I have promised you guys. Hi, Muffin. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad everybody's coming in, especially since, we do have a different type of stream going on today on a different platform. We're doing it we are doing it right off of YouTube, but we have a different, how we're streaming rather than a vertical popping up on your shorts. It's popping up through, just as a video. So, I mean, which is good. We can start doing more of this. It actually gives more to see in the background, which I don't mind it. I like it. But we'll see how we do from there. Well, San Diego is getting closer. I will be moving to San Diego, you guys. Of course, there's a lot of paperwork still that has to go through. No, it's not so much that I changed the desk position. It's that rather than doing a vertical stream where it pops up on your shorts, Raj, I'm doing a horizontal one. So, like, for example, it's not going to be popping up on people's shorts tonight. It'll just be a stream. Yeah. So you're getting more this way. I kind of like it because it gives more of a view in the background. With something like this, it would be great for having a green screen and, putting up different designs as we go along. You get to see more of the house. I used to have some really cool neon lights up here. I used to have like an alien one. I had one of the moon with the star and a UFO or UAP now, as they call them. And yeah, and you can see Thomas in the background right there. I used to have a good assortment. I had like four neon lights in the background, but he, with his big old tail, would wag a bit on them, and I don't know how hard he wags that tail that it actually um, busted through the through the cords. So I have to I can fix them. Looks like Mama Shar is going online right now. Um, you see Alf right there. Sorry, guys. That's my alarm telling me when it's time to take my medicine. Um, I have it programmed, for in the morning when I'm going to leave to work, and for the night. Um, I just Earlier in the stream, I was telling my little misadventure I had doing my laundry. One of my neighbors decided that I verbally assaulted her. I don't know why. I was just walking by. She mumbled something. I said, "Excuse me." Just excuse me, one, because I was going to walk in front of her. Two, because I thought she said something to me, and I'm just saying, "Oh, excuse me," like if she could repeat what she said. And then she just, as I went in, got my laundry, I came back out, and she was asking for my name, my apartment number. Uh, she said she was going to call the police. She was going to call the apartment management because I said, "Excuse me," and I said, um, first of all, I said, "I'm not giving you my name or apartment number. Second of all, I didn't do anything wrong." And then eventually I just walked across the driveway and left. I did write like a complaint to the apartment building. I know they're not going to do anything about it. I said that was just informing them of it. And then I did have, I did end up calling the police, non-emergent number, and kind of tell them the information, and they took a report and have something on documents. So I couldn't believe it. I was just doing laundry. There's people here that nowadays that I can't believe how they act. And for example, one day, the last time I was doing my laundry, um, oh yeah, see, that's another thing. People don't know how to control their pets. Pets are, you have to teach your pets that you're the alpha. You know, dogs have a wolf mentality. They're derived from wolves, and in a wolf pack, there's an alpha, and that canine controls the pack. When you have a dog, you have to be the alpha and be basically the one that controls. And if you don't, that dog's going to control you. I'll be honest. Thomas probably still has a little bit more of the control. It's been hard to train him in certain ways because of his deafness, but still no excuse. Um, One of the biggest ways to gain control of your dog is by doing the dog walk. The dog walk is probably the most important part of training a dog, because if you can control them during a dog walk, then you have control of them anyway. Now, a lot of people, when I learned about, walking a dog, is you have to um, get a specific type of collar. Don't use a choker. You can double up with a choker, but there's the other ones that they have these little prongs, and those prongs do simulate um, moms when they pick them up. What do you mean the live chat is different? Yeah, those little prong collars have little prongs that go around the neck. If you buy them, make sure you adjust them as they grow. If you get them as a puppy, but it just takes a little tug straight upward to control them. Yeah, yeah, everything looks different when you go horizontal than vertical. Um, that's the big thing. I At least today we're having real, knock on wood, good, and that's actually wood. Um, Knock on wood, real good internet connection. Actually, it says excellent connection over here to keep the stream going good. Yesterday it was hectic when we were trying to run it this way. Um, Actually, you guys are here watching me from a webcam, and I actually have a mic on my desk. Yeah, yeah, it's all in one window. It, it's it's like a whole different setup. Um, I was I was just getting frustrated with my phone. I don't know what's going on with it, but like I said, it's probably the fact that I probably need a new one. I am moving to San Diego for several reasons. I grew up in San Diego. Um, the other reason is I did travel there. What are we now in July? So I did travel um, in um, let's see, I'm trying to say, I think we were there in April with my daughter, and my mom still lives out there. And after that happened, I some concerns came up, and my mom's in good shape. Um, she's not sick or anything, but I have a cousin with some concerns. Her older sister should be taking care of her or her son, and they are trying to dump her on my mom. So I'm not going to allow that. Um, so yeah, I'm not going to allow someone to dump my cousin on my mom because they keep saying, "Oh yeah, well you know, and you know, you have an extra room because my nephew's moving out because he's getting married, and I think this month was the last month he was going to pay rent." Um, you know, she, they won't try to want dump her there because my mom will obviously buy groceries and everything. My mom's typical Mexican mom. She will feed everybody. Uh, so, but it was too much for her. This cousin of mine is actually her twin sister's daughter, but what's going on with her is just too much. So what I decided to do was start looking at VA jobs. Once these concerns started after I traveled out there, my daughter and her boyfriend were starting to look at moving out there, especially her boyfriend. He got really, really liking it out there, and so he really started looking at it. So I started thinking about it, and I started looking at VA jobs out there. Turns out there's a bunch of nursing jobs, and sure enough, some popped up. My rent will stay the same. Um, Actually, my nephew only pays like 800 and something to my mom for rent. So I told my mom I'd give her the 1,000 that I pay in rent here to cover, because 800 for my nephew was like nothing. He was probably making the same amount I'm going to make over there. And he works in the culinary industry. I will be working in nursing again. My pay will go up. That's the thing the federal government does, is they adjust your pay by locality. There's a percentage that it goes up by the amount, the cost of living at a, in a certain location. So which I found it strange when I moved to Albuquerque, because the cost of living is cheaper here than in Florida, but um, uh, when I left Florida, I got a bigger pay here, so that was nice. I will be going to California. I will be making almost close to a six-figure income, um, so that's what's nice. Yes, and I'll tell you what, with the federal government, if I have a nursing license in, like my nursing license is from Florida, I didn't have to come to New Mexico and get a New Mexico nursing license. Um, then I just had to continue working with my Florida one, keep it uh, from expiring, and then continue to work here with that. I will go to California, and my nursing license, which caused me a little bit of stress this past week, will transfer to California. No having to pay extra fees. Now, when I get out there, I may go and get a California nursing license in case I do want to work outside the VA, doing something different. Um, so I will get a California nursing license, and I probably won't be able to. I wanted to upgrade my Florida one to, um, to get what's called it's called the multi-state or uh, compact license, and it's good for 40 states, but it's not recognized in California. So California is a very picky state for. It's always been. It's not just Newsom. It's always been, depending on with the government there has always been very picky. Um, so it'll be, uh, but although with the federal government, it will uh, transfer over there. Yeah, and I think, yeah, she needs to be taken care of. Okay, so if you nursing, there's several different types of nursing or nursing licenses. Um, so to get your initial nursing license, if you want to get your depending, you can get a licensed practical nursing or licensed vocational nurse, depending on the state you're in. You know what they call you. I got mine in Florida. I got licensed in Florida. It's a licensed practical nurse. When I go to California, they're going to call me a licensed vocational nurse. There's very few differences from what a vocational nurse or practical nurse can do to what a registered nurse can do. Uh, Practical and vocational nurses are very hands-on, as to where registered nurses do a lot of teaching, stuff like that. Um, so I, I'm a practical nurse. Now, if you go get your RN, you can do an associate's program and then do a bachelor's program. You can get them at community colleges. You can get your associates. Sometimes there's private schools that open up that are nursing, just private nursing schools. Um, those are good sometimes in that they'll try to do it in 1 year for you, but they um, sometimes it can be hard to try to do it in 1 year. It just uh, it's a lot to try to push together in 1 year. So it's good to do a 2 year program at a community college is probably the best. You do have to get some GEs also. Um, and after you get your BSN, which is your Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, if you do go that far, you can get a master's in nursing. A master's in nursing can go 3 different ways. You can become an educator, or you can go into management, and you can go into what's called nurse practitioner. Nurse practitioners become a very popular thing. A nurse practitioner is basically you're being a doc. You're finding yourself working in a doctor's role. You're you basically diagnose patients. You prescribe medication. You can do stitches. You can do stuff like that. When I say hands-on, you're the person that's directly working with the patient, giving out medications, taking care of the patient. Registered nurses do it all about the same. The only thing that a practical nurse and a registered nurse can't do, the only thing practical and vocational nurses can't do are hang blood and do certain cardiology medications. Very few things that change the title. So on top of that, I also have a bachelor's of public safety administration. So there's different things I can do. Yeah, so like me, I would love to be like the director of public safety, or like disaster management um, for like the VA in like a certain location. So like San Diego's, incident commander if we were to have a big earthquake, stuff like that. That's what I want to do. I would, or actually when during the pandemic is when I transferred. Yeah, I had just started at the VA, and they weren't hectic because the VA, one, will not give overtime or rarely give overtime. And the only thing was, what I'll tell you it was, is a lot of complaints by people because we were only letting the veterans in to see their doctors. And it was a little bit boring at the beginning because we were doing a lot of phone call appointments. And those, phone call appointments meant more, it meant less patients in the clinic, where you could like come in the morning and you'd have to call the patient. You'd call the patient and do what they call the clinical reminders, or just like certain questions that you ask the patient. You check them, do the check boxes in the computer, and then the rest of the day you had it clean. You could prepare your charts for the next day, and next thing you know, nothing to do. People would go out, and you would see droves of people walking around the parking lot getting their steps in. I mean, droves of people. You know, there it was it was a cakewalk during the pandemic. It was amazing how much people did, and then when people were starting to get back to the clinic, um, it was amazing what people came up with for going in with their spouse. So, um, for example, we would have a veteran come in, and you'd have to ask them all these questions, and you would have to take their temperature before coming in, and then um, and you'd say, okay, you can go in, and then like you could only let the veteran in, the spouse couldn't go in because they wanted, the more uh, most space between people, that you know social distancing, so they wanted less people in the clinic. And then all of a sudden you'd see these veterans that could answer just fine and everything, and you could see that they were in good shape. But then the wife would, or the spouse or partner would look over and say, oh, well, I'm their caregiver, I need to go in with them. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe to the channel. Today we are trying a different format, as we are doing full screen live stream. You are in what we like to call Area 5T1. As we do discuss the 5Ts, we talk about transition, triathlon, trends, teaching, and trucks. We are only one sub or one like. Oh, there we hit 10 likes, you guys. Let's try to make it to our 51. Yesterday we hit, I think it was like 80 likes or something like that. It ended up with, it was crazy. We ended up with 50 new subs. We're already up on 1 or 2 subs. So today, but yesterday the algorithm treated us right. Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe. Many people, actually these jackets, I put them up here. These were 2 jackets that I used when I used to be on a federal disaster response team. This was my Generation 1 jacket when I joined the team. It was actually a BDU. Hey Jenny, how are you? This is my first BDU jacket. You can see the patches have been taken off. This is one of the patches that when I originally joined the team, this was one of my sleeve patches. After Hurricane Katrina, they reorganized the government and they made us take these off. And you can see the 4 letters at the bottom. That's why they made us take them off, because they reorganized and we were no longer Homeland Security, and we were no longer part of FEMA. They made us part of Department of Health and Human Services. I'm doing great, Jenny. Trying out a new format here, see how it goes. We are still getting, it looks like we're getting our influx here and there of people coming in. Yesterday, we did go with my phone and with the usual vertical stream, and we had a good amount of people. And we were going to do this yesterday because my phone's been having some technical difficulties. I think it's coming of age. So I've had it about 2 years. And phones are made so after about 2 years, it's time to go get a new one. So I think it's almost paid off. So I think it's time to upgrade. My phone's in great shape. I have dropped it, but never broken a screen. It's never gotten wet. It's got a hard case. So, there's I'm probably gonna upgrade. I don't know if I'll upgrade when I move to Cali or I'll upgrade here. Um, but yesterday we had what 3,000 views, like 3,400. Um, yeah, yesterday's live stream is at 3,435, and actually it looks like it's gone up to 3,446, and we got 50 new subs yesterday, and we've maintained them. Usually the next day I find that a few of them leave. I don't know why. It's a plus or minus 4 factor. Oh, and the other jacket over here is our Gen 2. We got these uniforms just as I had to leave DMAT. I had to leave DMAT because I started working for the VA, and you're not allowed to work for 2 government agencies at one time. Okay, yeah, Bakersfield is more north. I've been there. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe to the channel. We are working our way to 2,550 subs. Doing the camo top tonight. I have lots of camouflage. I love camouflage. Like I said, it's a dark gray with 2 dark grays with black. I don't like black camouflage that has white thrown into it. It seems like it disrupts the color too much. Isn't that right across the way from Kansas City, Kansas? I think I haven't, and I've gotten more and more stuff that I need to do to it. And I think it's been me. I've had other things I've had to kind of, like I've put it aside a couple of times, and then my friend will say, "Oh, let's go hang out," and then we'll go in her car, and then like today I had to really do laundry. I had so much laundry backed up, and then I bought a bunch of stuff, and it's going to get a pretty good tune-up. It's going to get new spark plugs. It'll get that sensor. I was one day I was working on that sensor. And I think when I put the new spark plugs in, because I have to take the intake manifold off, it may give me more room to get to that sensor. It's just so hidden. I don't know how the people that have been on YouTube doing it blindly have done it. I even bought myself a little step ladder so I can step up, and then I one of those like moving blankets that you put on your furniture so it doesn't get damaged. I put it on there so it wouldn't, scratch up my belly. And no, it is difficult to get to that because it sits behind the engine block. I got to the one on the driver's side, and that was pretty easy to get to. But there's so much covering up the one that needs to change that it's been difficult. Then there's a couple other things I want to do. I need to do the roof rack before I move, and that so I can get it smogged and get a temporary tag on it. Then to move to California, so I can get it smog again in California, and that's probably going to be, um, you know, a nightmare. So what we're, hopefully it'll pass over there after it passes here. I'm going to try to drive it all the way to California, and I won't have that much stuff. You guys may see I have my futon, I have this shelving unit will go, futon will go, the desk that the computer's sitting on will go. There's already furniture already for me there in the bedroom I will be staying in. Um, my dining room table will go, my probably even my kitchen plates, all of that, because I'm moving in with family. So there's already stuff there. So I won't need, to put all that stuff there. Now, one thing that I'll buy a new desk over there, but one thing I'm going to try to do when I get there is I'm trying to set up a studio where I can do our streams from. So I'm going to try to rent a small office, an office with a warehouse. The warehouse will be my place to work on the Xterra. So I can back it in or pull it in forward, work on it there. And then because the neighborhood where the place I'm going to live at, a lot of places in San Diego are kind of picky about you working on your car at home because they have community associations. Have a good day, Jen. Glad seeing you here. So what I'm going to do is try to get a warehouse office. What I'm going to do, there's a couple of things going on here. Actually, a friend of mine and I are talking about starting a different organization to do to help the homeless. The one I've been working with right now, it's a good, the idea is right, but things are changing in it where I think it needs a reconstruction. In other words, as far as the management of it, I would say, things are getting a little different there. And it might be time for some reconstruction and start our own. We've actually come up with a name. My friend did send me one. We want to call it see what you guys think of something like this. We want to call it the Non-Religious Service Cooperative. And we're going to try to get the nonprofit permit, and then go and see what kind of price, if someone will give us a decent deal on at least a local headquarters in San Diego, and because it's a nonprofit, maybe even even donate. Yeah, I think I think if you guys go watch what's going on in the Church of Korihor, like last week's sermon was, it seemed like things are starting to go a different direction. And, it is, well, I don't have an official date when I start in California, so I cannot, I don't have the official offer. So yeah, I do need an official offer to let my landlord know. That's the problem. and they want me there July or September 22nd. So yeah, I would probably have to, um, you know, they want a 60-day notice, and they would want me to probably keep paying my last 3 months rent. So I'm going to have to look into that. Uh, Now, I do have my niece that works at the California State Capitol writing a letter about some of the conditions that have happened here lately, like the 3 floods inside my apartment in the last month or so. We were looking some up, and it seems like um, one thing I did find is that for military, yeah, they will allow it for military. I don't know if I bring up the fact that I work for the federal government. Will federal government kind of say that, you know? Because I will be caring for former military, so I don't know. Maybe I can use that clause. I'm trying to see, and then the fact that there's been 3 rainstorms in the past month and a half, or the last month, and say month and a half, and I've had 3 floods in my apartment. The fact, if you see over here, you see this hose? That's actually a shop vac that I had to buy and have it delivered while I was waiting, watching my apartment flood. Um, I waited and had someone go buy this. I did a kind of like not DoorDash, but what is it, Instacart, and I paid the extra money, have that delivered, so I didn't have to mop up that mess. It's so much easier. I just suck it up and throw the water out. So this, I'm sorry, right there, it saved me 3 times already. I've put in 3 work orders, and 2 of them have not been closed. So, and that's leaking from the roof between the walls going into the bedroom, or from outside on the ground leaking into my bedroom, because you can actually see dirt coming into the house. Yeah, so that's some of the leverage I'm trying to use is what's going on with that. And that's the master bedroom. Luckily, I do not have furniture in there. I keep my laundry in there. I had boxes that were ready so I could pack them up for my move. They all got wet. I had to throw them out. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. If you're just joining us, please do hit a like and subscribe to the channel. Uh, Tonight, we're trying out something different. We're trying a different, can you call it a different elevation here to our stream. We're going with a horizontal view. Kind of helps, get a better view of the entire room. Uh, been having issues with the cell phone that does our vertical view. Um, I could get that with my webcam. I would probably do that. Maybe tomorrow, if I can figure it out, uh, we'll do that. Um, but a lot of people like this because they can see Thomas. That's my sidekick there. He is my dog. Um, He has a Dalmatian mix. At 7 o'clock at night, he's like programmed. At 7 o'clock at night, right around when we start streaming, boom, he falls asleep. That's his circadian rhythm. So, we can, you know, that's kind of the way he has everything programmed in him. Hello, everyone. If you're just joining us here in the stream, please do hit a like and subscribe. We've already hit our first 10 that we always uh, try to achieve. Welcome to what I like to call Area 5T1, where we do discuss the 5Ts. We talk about transition, triathlon trends, slash tips, and we talk about trucks. So as always, go ahead and jump into the live stream. We welcome everyone in here. We, we can talk about anything as long as discussions are kept respectful. I know during the election, we had some great discussions with people, and we were respectful with each other. Um, now people will come in and troll around a lot, but in advert advent. Oh, you got an advertisement on my channel? I think what's happening is that now my channel, that it's monetized, it might be throwing out ads. Yeah, my channel may be putting ads on there, probably because it is monetized now. I don't know. And let's see what. Yeah, it is turned on ads automator. So yeah, that's been thrown onto the channel. So you may get them from time to time. Yes, watching the full ads does help the channel. Now, what type of ad was it, you guys? I'm interested to see, or interested to hear what kind of ad, because depending on what ad you get, it's how much money is what comes in, because whatever topic it's about, each type of ad will pay differently. For example, as in my channel notes, it does say I do put a hashtag, it says ex-Mormon, because I am. And that is probably one of the advertisers that pays the most. So you guys, if you do get advertisements from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, it's not because I'm trying to push it on you. It's because if they notice the word Mormon on your channel, they will put their advertisements on there. But for each view that it gets, I hear they pay close to $25. So they're probably, I hear they're one of the highest paying advertisers out there on YouTube. Usually it's the tech stuff, but I watched a video of another ex-Mormon, and yeah. and they pay the most. Oh, that's okay, Muffin. You don't have to listen to them. I'm just saying, that's one of the ones that will pay the most. The more, check out this guy. I had another dog that was a border collie Dalmatian mix, and she used to sleep like that, and we called it the rigor mortis position because it looks like a play dead position. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. As always, you are a treasure here. Please do leave a like and subscribe. See, yesterday we were at almost See, this is what makes the big difference between the two formats. Yesterday, I don't know, we hit the algorithm correctly, and by this time we already had close to 1,000 views. But that's okay, we're here to have fun amongst, with friends. I mean, even with this amount, we've gotten 2 new subs, which is great. Yeah, Thomas is a cool dog. I think he's one of the coolest I've had. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. As always, please do leave a like and subscribe. Consider dropping a super chat or a super sticker. I think sometime last week we voted on, after the Texas floods. Look, he's looking at the camera, you guys. So he's looking straight at you. So we did take a vote about the money from June, and where it was to go to the Transgender Resource Center of New Mexico. But July 4th, obviously, we had the floods in Texas. So we decided that what we would do all together after voting, we decided that the best thing would be to send what we have made in super chats. We're going to send them to help the people in Texas. There's 2 ways. There is one website if you want to donate straight to them. Oh, they're coming on frequently, huh? Strange. For insurance. So yeah, we decided to shift the funds, and what we're going to do is send, after paying the overhead for the channel, which is paying for the internet, we're basically going to shift those funds and send them to Texas. Now, there's two ways I can send them. Uh, there's one organization that's taking donations. I have another friend I can Venmo them to. She has shown um, videos on her channel being boots on the ground. I'm gonna Ven. I'm probably gonna do by sending them via Venmo to her. And what she is doing is buying gift cards for families, and so they can, just buy necessities that will help them. And I think that's a good way to go. She's also, um, saying that a lot of first responders also have needs out there. So uh, if she uses it to buy stuff for first responders, I think that would be good. Oh, hi, Gems. Welcome to the stream. I am Jules. Uh, I'm also a transgender woman, and this is my channel that we call Area 5T1, where we do discuss the 5Ts. We talk about transition, we talk triathlon, we talk trends, we talk teaching or tips, and we talk trucks. I like to work on my truck. I do have a Nissan Xterra. It's an SUV, but it is built on a truck chassis. It's Janice. Okay, it looked like Jams. I'm sorry, I'm kind of blind. But glad for you to come in here. Remember, when you come in here, you're considered a treasure. So please do hit a like and subscribe to the channel. It looks like you've already hit a like. So please do. Thank you for subscribing. That must have been you because I just saw it change. I always watch my stats, and I can see when someone subscribes. And it's greatly appreciated when I see people that are, trans or part of the LGBTQIA plus community come on here and join. Thank you very much, Janice. It's greatly appreciated. Right now, our next goal is we're at 2,377 subs. We're trying to make it to 2,300, or I mean 2,550. So, you can share the video, share the channel with your friends, just so, we can, grow our community. We have a great community in here. Last night, the channel grew by a lot. Usually I will stream with my phone. I don't know what's going on with my phone lately. It is having a little glitch on being streamed from it. Yesterday we had probably 100 times as much viewers, but that's okay. We'll grow one person at a time. We have a great crew here. We have great subscribers. I will tell you, great moderators. So never be afraid to come in here because where people will come in and spread hate. One thing we are starting, you guys, and if you want to, tell me, and we can, plan one. We do want to start a portion of the channel where we will call that, and I forgot who came up with the name, but it's going to be Fridays with Friends. So we want to do, we can do a live streams, and I will do them off of StreamYard. I don't know if you guys have ever seen StreamYard used. So StreamYard it would be, a nice big panoramic view like this. And we can have I think because I have the free version, it would be 6 people on a panel at one time talking, and we can come up with we can come up with the topic each week and talk about it. I on Tuesdays now I do go. I've kind of changed it up. Before I used to have uh, on my channel I used to have what was called Transition Tuesdays. Transition Tuesdays is changing a little bit. I recently did interview on. So some of you know, most of you know, I'm an ex-Mormon. So one of the big things is I've been meeting a lot of people in the ex-Mormon space. It's actually helping our channel grow, and because I meet people on another channel in the ex-Mormon community, and it throws me into another community, and brings some of them over here. And the newest thing in the Exmo community that I had was I did an interview with 2 gentlemen, and it was excellent. We had a great time, and it was posted on their channel. I believe you can, when you look at my channel now, it pops up on there, and it is basically an interview, and they talk about my life and about my history, throughout my life and how I came to transitioning. The channel is called Latter Daily Digest. So on Tuesdays, I'm gonna probably be doing more talking on there. Am I boring there, Raj? Hey, Janice, it's okay. If you're getting tired, go to bed. We're always here. We will, we look forward to seeing you here more often. Um, Hopefully, uh, we can get you at an early, we go at an earlier hour. Today there was some glitches in my streaming, so um, we will see you another day. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe. Consider dropping a super chat or a super sticker. We are doing fantastic again this month. I was just looking at the totals. In the last 28 days, we've almost hit so this month we're at $263.66. So, hopefully we'll make more. Also, as you guys told me, there's advertisements going through here. Maybe that'll throw more to the channel, and we'll see what we get from them. So that can help, donate more. Yeah, like see yesterday from watch page ads, we made a whole 24 cents. but maybe from this live stream it'll be more, as you guys, I, as they pop up. I don't know. It's just that I think it all depends on what type of ad it is. He's super active tonight. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Please do hit a like and subscribe to the channel. Let's try to make it to, let's see, we're only 23 away from 2,400. I don't know if that would happen tonight. As soon as I can figure out what's wrong with my phone, we may have another live stream like yesterday. Today we are probably not going to hit those numbers. It's amazing how just a rotation of a camera can change those things. I'm trying to see if there's any settings here that we can do. Oh, Raj, thank you. Thomas will love that. Get him some cookies. Just trying to figure out. There are settings in here, but not anything that shows how I can change the formatting. See, now he goes down on the floor. He's an active one tonight. He's just going everywhere. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe. We are, trying to, work our way to 2,550 subs. So we're trying to see, just to see if we can make it there. In the past week, one of the main topics we have been talking about is Texas and the flooding. There has been other, concerns we have out there. If you guys have anything that you want to talk about, feel free. We're open game here as long as we do keep our conversations civil. If we do start talking some politics, let's not make it any aggressive comments. We can talk about it in a good, respectful manner. Religious. Okay, sounds good, Raj. So one of the things I do want to say is also, I was going to say, if you, many people that will come in here will bring in religious talk, and usually it comes in as hate. I've usually found that most hate, that comes into our channel comes from the religious crowd. So please, if you're going to come in here, keep things respectful. Also, if you don't, actually, my mods will hide you from the channel. Um, Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. We are trying a new way we are doing our stream today. Um, we're doing a full screen panoramic. Um, basically, we're here. We can discuss about anything. We're open to discussion. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Please do hit a like and subscribe. Remy, welcome. Hello. Do hit a like to the channel. Welcome to today's stream. You'll see it looks a little different. We got a larger view. We got widescreen going on today. We're having fun. It's not like how we were yesterday. Like we had hundreds of people in here. But you know what? I think what's good is we're getting a nice little. Go ahead, Raj. I'm open to anything. It's good about having a good conversation with people we know here. Actually, we've gotten 3 new subs tonight. We just had a nice trans individual come in, and we spoke with them. We've gotten 1 super chat from Raj, which we greatly appreciate, for $4.99. Anytime, Raj. Sorry about the AC is about to kick on again. Okay, here we go. So, what is your question? So, yeah, he. So you visited your friend. The guy texted her after 12 years. I would actually be careful on that. Yeah, see, that's why I said I would have been careful on that because it might have not been him. It it could have been someone pretending to be him. There's a lot of scammers out there on the internet. I'm going to tell you a story about this because um, I'm going to tell you a story about this because something happened to me and um, I got it. It was on Instagram. I think it was on Instagram when I was still presenting mail. Got this young lady saying that she was in the army and for some reason just asks me if I'm single or whatever. Um, and then um, I actually I told her I was trans um, and she said that's okay. So she sends me pictures, some regular pics, some I'm gonna say borderline pics, and some that were completely I'm gonna say completely nude, and um, and she gave her name. As I started, one thing I did after a while, I started researching her online, and the pics that were coming to me were actually someone that did adult content online. So I thought, well, maybe it's her. I don't know. But if you're in the military, you're not going to be doing adult content because you'll get caught, you'll get court-martialed, you'll get a less than honorable discharge or a dishonorable discharge. Um, so I started doing some research. Then I did get, the thing is, I never sent money, but basically they had me, what she had me do one time was they sent a certain amount of money, it was actually onto my PayPal. So it never went into my checking account. So it went to my PayPal, which I don't use anymore. It's not linked to the banking accounts that I use now. I went to my PayPal. They sent me a bunch of money. They said, get that money out and buy X amount in gift cards and then take pictures of the codes. And I guess it's already a scam that happens a lot because even the people, when I went to buy the gift cards, asked me. And so I bought them. It was like $1,500. And then they said, oh, whatever's left over, just keep it for yourself. And so I did. And then after that, they said, okay, what's going to happen is we're ordering a. Well, here's where it finally got to me that something was suspicious. They said, we're ordering a laptop and it's going to come to your address. Then what we need you to do is send it to this address. And then, so basically, they got an iMac sent to my address, and then I had to ship it to them. They paid the shipping, everything. Nothing came out of my pocket. And yet I got money out of it. But there was a point where it got really suspicious. But I think that's when it got me. And then I started questioning certain things. And then I just stopped communication. Let's see, several years later, and it's been over almost 10 years since this happened to me. I was talking to one of my veterans here. He's all, oh yeah. I gotta show you pictures of my girlfriend. He's all, her name is Natasha Nice. I'm like, dude, I said, that name sounds familiar. And he shows me the pictures. They were pictures from the same woman. And they were doing what they were doing to this guy, and he was an older veteran. They were asking him for thousands of dollars. He had told me he had sunk in like $15,000 and sending money to them. And these are people that are scamming stuff from them. And what happens in a situation like your friend is they'll ask for pictures, and then they're going to say they'll scam her by saying it's going to be posted all over the internet. And yeah, and see, there's a lot of people that do this as a scamming for a living. Yeah, and the biggest places they come from they're Haitian. I think it's Nigeria. I would suggest look up a TV show. Her name is Mariana Van Zeller. She has a whole series on different types of not scams, but basically she does talk to scammers and goes and sees their call centers. And it's amazing how many people get into it and how much money they make because of how they get these people in, how they reel them in. And a lot of them are poor old people. And like I said, this is a veteran, someone that served our country. And this person was able to lure him in, and he sent tens of thousands of dollars of his pension. And yeah, they're sitting here. Trafficked is the name of the show. Trafficked with Mariana Van Zeller or Ariana Van Zeller. She is fantastic. She'll trace everything up the chain of command to find the number one. I mean, she had gotten like into certain Mexican drug cartels where, they had women leaders. It's on National Geographic. If you have the Disney Plus package, It's on National Geographic. She does, and obviously I'm not sponsored by them, but it's a great series to watch. But she'll work her way up to the top of the ranks and talk to the main people. And she, you know, she'll talk to the bottom of the totem pole and ask them to take them up to the next level, and then work her way up. She does fantastic at what she does. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe to the channel. We are doing fantastic lately as far as subs. We want to work our way up to 2,550. Currently, we're sitting less than 200 of that. We're at like 193. Yeah, and that's why I said, I actually have a pretty good view on that because, like I said, that happened to me, but no money was taken from me. Money was sent to me, but I had to purchase certain items to send back to them. And I bet you what was happening is they were doing that to build up their scam call centers. So that's probably what it was. I can guarantee you. Because yeah, they have these call centers that will have hundreds of people sitting in there, and these people, this girl will interview them, and they will admit that that's they can make more money doing that than any other job in their home country. And it's unfortunate because they take advantage of people that way. Trying to see if I can upload a thumbnail to the stream. There's one specific thumbnail I would probably like to load there. Let's look at some of the older thumbnails. I shouldn't say older thumbnails. There are great thumbnails that Lena created. I wonder if some of these will catch attention. Let's see. Let's save that. I'm always happy to share my views on different stories, even life experiences, because we can all learn from each other about things that have happened to us. This is something that happened to me. I experienced it. Oh, bikes online, probably, because, and look at that, Allbirds footwear, because I do triathlon. That's what's happening. It's picking up on what topics we talk about here. Um, I'm trying something different on this hour. I loaded a thumbnail to the stream. Let's see how it goes. Actually, with my AdSense, I could probably see how much they pay you per ad. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe. We are in here, and we actually right now we were talking about scammers, people that like to scam online. If you've ever had an experience with one, please do feel free to jump in and talk about it. I had my experience, and I know one of my viewers was asking about something, and so then I shared my experience, and I shared that because actually it came up because one of my patients had been scammed for tens of thousands of dollars by the same person. So when people ask for money online, you got to really watch who you're sending it to. So welcome to the stream. Remember, you're in area 5T1, where we do discuss the 5Ts. We talk about transition, we talk triathlon, we talk trends, we talk teaching and tips, and we talk trucks. Did anybody hear about is there any updates on Area 51 of all things? Speaking of my Area 51 sign, you guys know there was a fire near the actual Area 51. Let's look up on my other screen. Guys, I'm probably going to get a third screen soon. I don't know why I would really need one, but hello, everyone. Welcome. Feel free to jump in. Do hit a like and subscribe to the channel. You didn't hear about it? Yeah. I'm trying to find a legit source of to get the information from. I'm not going with like US Sun. I heard it actually made it onto the base. I'm sure they have their own fire department. See, it's crazy. Like all these newspapers and news media are putting like flying saucers overhead, starting fires, and I'm trying to find something that's pretty legit. because I like Yahoo. Guys, can you hear Thomas snoring? Um, well, actually, Yahoo does say it has a pretty interesting uh, headline. It's pretty cool. Uh, the pic to it. I wish I could, put the picture of it up here that they have, but it's got two flying saucers beaming down lights, and it says, and then it has the fire underneath them. And this article was written on July 17th. It's on Yahoo News. It was at 11 a.m. by Noor Al Sabai. So I want to make sure that they're getting their credit. It says, underneath the picture, it says a large wildfire torched up this week near Nevada's mysterious Area 51 Air Force Base. And naturally, the rumor mill is churning. And as the Daily Mail reports, the blaze near the highly classified base was sparked by the so-called Gothic fire, a massive wildfire that broke out 20 miles away from the base and has since burned through tens of thousands of acres of desert. EW Crew, a live stream based in the nearby town of Rachel, Nevada, that watches the Air Force Base around the clock, captured videos of massive plumes of smoke unfurling over Area 51. Conspiracists, so those are conspiracy theorists, began to speculate they believe might be happening there. So automatically, people started with conspiracy theories. I see that I'm not getting a. I can see now that site. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. As always, you are a treasure here. Welcome to what I like to call Area 5T1. And right now, we were talking about Area 51 and the fire near there. We wanted to look into news. We wanted to jump into a different topic. Lately, we have been talking a lot about the Texas floods. So we thought, let's try something different. So let's continue. Look to lame contrived BS like to distract from the Trump Epstein files. I believe that. I'm sure people are trying to take attention away from those files because they're going to implicate someone and they don't want to. Supposedly a loud boom was heard. I guess they don't believe it though. These are residents nearby that said they heard that. Locals said they heard a boom and didn't believe the official story. To be fair, recent reporting has revealed that there's a good reason to be suspicious of any official narratives out of Area 51. In a wild expose last month, the Wall Street Journal reported that years ago, an Air Force colonel gave out photos of a fake flying saucer at a bar near the Air Force Base. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff, that people there will say, but may not be true. So rampant were the conspiracy theories that a reader submitted note explaining that the smoke was a result of the Gothic fire was affixed to the bottom of one of the EWE crew footage. In the reporting on the blaze, the Daily Mail noted that the Gothic fire, which is still burning per the Watch Duty wildfire tracking app and is currently about 35,000 acres in size, gained traction as it spread through the Nevada heat and now um, humidity of northern Nevada. The tabloid also pointed out that the area surrounding the classified base is full of burnable vegetation, including pinyon pines, juniper trees, and Joshua trees. Indeed, data compiled by NOAA, which how is NOAA compiling information if we've seen that they want to, take away that organization? Um, Listed timber as a primary fuel method, which is about 20% contained. Despite its massive size, per the Bureau of Land Management, there have been no evacuations ordered of the Gothic fire because it broke out in such a remote part of Nevada desert. So, you know, to me, it seems like it's just people conspiracy theory that people like to believe. I do believe in UAPs. I've I have seen one. We did do a pretty good. I was on a pretty good video with some friends the other day. Oh, that's cool. You know, put me on the. Maybe I'll be contacted for sponsors now. I would use it, especially if they make good running shoes. That might be cool. We never know what we can end up with. And then what was the other one? That was Allbirds and Bikes Online. Yeah, if it's popular, we'll see what happens from there. Let's see, I'm going to look it up. Oh, they're not bad looking shoes. They do have running shoes. I wonder how comfortable they are. See, this is what I love about having dual monitors. I can look up something on one monitor and then do my stream on the other. Imagine if I had triples. Actually, they're not bad looking shoes. I would do if they were to sponsor me, I think that would be awesome. Because sometimes they'll have they'll send you some and then you just advertise them on your channel yourself. You can do a commercial. Let's see what Bikes Online is like. Bikes online. I one time looked at one of these, looked at like one of these websites for bikes, and it was, I don't know how legit it was. I don't know, you know, I would always tend to question this. So here are road bikes. So let's look at road bikes. That's what I need. I need a new road bike. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Please do hit a like and subscribe. Um, I've never heard of Polygon. I mean, the prices look reasonable. You know, they're about 11% off. A Scott Roadster is 40% off. That's not bad. Let's see what other brands. They have a lot more Scotts here. Redham, that one's $34.99. I mean, $3,400, almost $3,500. So I believe this would be a legit company because there is the prices on bikes. Ooh, Haro road bikes? I would buy me a Haro road bike. I used to ride a Haro BMX bike. No way. This is like $5,000 though, but if they sponsored me, I would totally buy this bike. Ooh, this is the color of my last Haro I had. It's a nice bike. Now the thing is, the sizes are only as far as medium and extra large. It doesn't give the size by centimeter frames. That's one thing when you buy a road bike, you have to go by centimeters. 3T Strata. My triathlon colors are black, red, and white. Yeah, Yadira, he makes himself comfortable. Let's see, let's look at this Scott one here. This is a $3,000 bike. They sponsor me, I'll jump into another triathlon soon. Ooh, that's a nice bike. I like the colors. Love it. They keep jumping on here. I will have to go for the sponsorship. Yeah, that's it. I call that the rigor mortis position. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe. We are just doing our usual live stream. We're being relaxed like my dog Thomas. We're trying to work our way up to 2,550 subs. We are 193 away. So welcome. Consider dropping any supers in here. Money that does come to the channel will go and it will be donated to flood victims in Texas. Um, Kind of a crazy weekend this weekend, or a crazy week this week. I I have all kinds of issues trying to get my nursing license renewed. It was due by July 31st. And in fact, the VA that I used to work at in Florida came up with some new rule, and they were emailing me. I don't know why they were emailing me because I now work at the new VA New Mexico, and they were emailing me saying that I needed to get that done. But I guess now they want it done like 45 days ahead of time. So something crazy, 45, 60 days ahead of time. Well, my license, I last month, I around the 22nd or the 23rd, I did all my continuing education hours. I paid for a package for $49, sat down and did them. You're supposed to do 24 education hours. Usually you do little modules and take a test, but you can just kind of skip through the questions, jump to the test, take the test. Um, you find yourself some topics that uh, and then you jump into them. Like one of the topics I picked out a class on epilepsy because I am an epileptic. I One of the classes they gave me was about you know care for the LGBTQIA family. Um, okay, Raj, you have a good night. So I did that one. I did all the requireds every 2 years. There's so certain classes are required, and so I went ahead and did those. Um, and then I go in on July 1st to renew my license. Give it a few days for the education units to go in to this program called CE Broker. It tracks your units. And then I go in on the Florida website to renew. And next thing you know, it tells me that I couldn't access one, that all my continuing education wasn't done, and two, that I had to now go get fingerprints done because of a new law that came into effect on July 1st. So thank you, Raj. You have a good night. Get some good rest. So yeah, I had to turn around, pay what, 100, what I paid, I think $139 to get fingerprints done because they're done live scan. In other words, they go right in the computer rather than doing fingerprint cards. Then they get sent to Florida Department of Law Enforcement. In less than 12 hours, it was cleared, but then my education units weren't. So what Wednesday I called one company that I did them with and said, hey, my classes aren't there. I called the other CE broker on Thursday. They said, oh, you can hand enter them yourself if you want to, which I did. And then as soon as I finished hand entering them, I was able to get my money and pay my license. So that was good. I'm glad because I was worried there for a moment. Hello and welcome to the stream, everybody. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe. Feel free to jump in the stream with us. I know there's four people in the room. I know sometimes people are quiet. I know some people have jumped off. So please do feel free to chat with us. We're having a nice private chat today. Uh, Yadira, do you think what we should, if we don't get that many, we'll go up to what, the 3 hour, and then we'll call it a night? I will keep everyone updated as the California move comes along. Um, uh, okay, yeah, because obviously it's I'm gonna figure out what's going on with this by tomorrow. I played with it yesterday, and was able to get it fixed. Tonight, I was working on it way before and been working on it all day, and nothing. I'm looking up some Gem X parts while we talk. So let's see. Uh, Nissan Xterra, Spark plug wires. There we go. I'm giving it a little tune-up before I try to move to California in it. So I bought new spark plugs for it. Now I want to do spark plug wires along with that. So the thing is, you also have to change ignition coils, which is different nowadays. You used to have one ignition coil, spark plug wires used to go into that, and then the spark, you have the coil off on another side of the engine, and then you would hook the wire from the wire to the coil. Nowadays, the coil is on the spark plug wire. It's different. Let's see this. See, I already have spark plugs, so I wouldn't need to get, I would just need the coils. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe. Hmm. I'm just trying to look at which spark plug wires I would get. I'm thinking of doing some red ones. Um, Look at this guy. Look at him moving around back there, eating up saying, "Hey, people, look at me. I'm in the background." Hi, Ashley. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Glad to see you here today. Um, we're kind of having we're having a good stream. A little different than yesterday's. I know yesterday's we were bombarded. It's kind of had an issue with the phone. Still trying to figure out what's going on with it. Oh, now he's really trying to get your guys' attention. He's like, check me out. I can clean myself up. Yeah, I've had a good day, except for the lady that said I was threatened her somehow because I said excuse me. It was it's kind of interesting, I think. I was just walking to the laundry room, you know, minding my own business, and she was walking this way on the sidewalk, and I was between a car this way, and actually her car was on the other side, and he said, "Excuse me." She mumbled something, and then she took off in her car. And then when I came back out of the laundry room, she drove back, wanted my name and apartment number, wanted to, you know, to know my and just wanted, all my information so she could call the police or the apartment management. I'm like, what? I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't give her any of my information. I was like, all I'm doing is my laundry. The worst thing is where I take him to go poo is the area right by the area where she lives at, where they have like the little like one of the little dog parks. You know, and just annoys me how people are, and you know, there's nothing that I said that was wrong. I'm just gonna say, and I called my friend. I was telling her, and she asked me who she was, and I told her where she lived. And I guess there was already an incident like that with her. The guy, it's like she tried. It's like a ruse for her, like try to get people to overreact. I guess she one time did a similar thing to someone, but the guy was probably someone with a short temper, a short fuse, and he blew up and he drove his um, Suburban up onto the grass and tried to run over her with it. So I wonder if it taught her a lesson on who, you know, not to mess with. Um, Me, I stayed calm and I told her, I'm not going to give you any of my information. I don't have to. Uh, you know, I'm just, and then I just kept walking. And finally, I did send something to my management of the apartment building. And then I called the police non-emergency number and then just gave them the information. They said it was a good thing to do. Um, because then it's like on a file, it's documented. So I did that. I'm sorry, you guys, I'm a little distracted here. I'm kind of looking at car parts. Um, See, I've already bought the spark plugs for the car. I just want the ignition coils. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. If you are new here, please do hit a like and subscribe. Um, we can talk just about anything here. We've had a pretty good night. We've had different topics that we've talked about. Um, we've, we do talk the 5 T's here. We talk transition, we talk triathlon, we talk trends, and we talk um, teaching, and we talk trucks. Right now, as far as trucks, I am looking at doing at replacing the spark plugs. Probably going to do the spark plug wires on my Xterra, on the Gem X, as we call it on the channel. And I am looking at what's available out there. What do you guys think? Red spark plug wires. Give it a little bit of a nice look on the inside, under the hood. It's funny, it says high performance. They probably put that there so more people will be led to them, that they're high performance, and they're JDM. JDM means that um, they are actually straight from Japan. Um, if you are new here, just joining us, I know Yadira's here, Ashley's here, I'm here. I do see another person is listed in here. Um, we, feel free to jump into the conversation. I hope to have my phone working tomorrow, so we can, have more people watching the stream. Not unless I can get this camera going to a vertical feed. If I could find a setting for that, that would be fantastic. But I can't yet. I know one thing people have been telling me is that they're seeing ads pop up. If you don't have YouTube Premium, you might get ads now from, I guess. Hey, welcome, Kimberly. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please, I see you already hit a like. We're having a good night tonight. Got Thomas here. You guys might notice that the look of the channel is different. I did go from my usual vertical stream to, sideways. Well, that's good, Scott. Go with the new name. That's your way of affirming to yourself that you're accepting yourself, and you're feeling confident. That's the big thing, is you have to show that confidence, and and really just have people calling you by that name, get used to being called by it, present as much as you can. It's going to be hard at certain places. Like myself, I like telling the truth to my treasures. I still don't present female at work, because especially after the election, I was going to come out, but I do have some very, very conservative folk at the VA I work at, although I live in a blue state that is very, LGBTQ friendly. But especially the nurse I work with, she is very conservative. So, considering all the DEI they want to do away with, right now it's hard to come out if you hadn't. And now, in moving to California, it may not be as difficult, because that's a little more of an accepting state. Here, New Mexico is, but it's amazing the thing that happens here in New Mexico, and this is what changes over to a blue state, is that the larger cities like Albuquerque and Santa Fe and like truth or consequences, the ones that have the most districts, um, in the House, which have the most electoral votes, are the ones that are very liberal and very accepting of the LGBTQ population. But a lot of the smaller cities are gun-toting Republicans. Um, and I say gun-toting because I am in a state that does allow open carry. I actually I own my firearms legally, and I'll go hiking. I will open carry my firearm. I'll open carry my pistol. I could literally walk down the street with a shotgun on me or my AR-15, and it's legal here in New Mexico. Absolutely legal. I've actually seen someone do it with an AR-15. You can carry a long rifle down the street. Open carry as long. Oh yeah, Kimberly, what kind of business? Yeah, see now there may be places that do say no open carry, but here, yeah, even there will be some businesses that will say no open carry. So it's up to the business owners. Someone's being a good pup. Not that he isn't already, but he's an excellent dog. I love this dog. He knows, like, when we're live streaming, he stays calm. I mean, he's had his days where he's been a little wild sometimes. Oh, that's cool. Hello, everyone. If you're just joining us, please do hit a like and subscribe to the channel. Um, well, if it's your own business, why wouldn't you be able to? I mean, you're your own boss. I mean, when you're working in something else and someone else is your boss, like me, and I basically my ultimate boss way at the top. I know customers. Ultimately, like on my end, my ultimate boss, way, way, way at the top. I have in the end, I answer to the president in a, if I ever had to go all the way up to the top, like many of our veterans, if they have complaints about us, they will take complaints um, up to the White House. Yeah, Yadira is awesome. She's very supportive to our community. And the doctors got it wrong. We're all born. It's like saying, we're all born. You know, when we're conceived, we don't know what people don't know what we are. Um, like people say, another thing I've heard, we're all atheists at birth. It's something that is learned. You know, it's one of those things. Because if we're not born a certain religion or, you know, so exactly. And you've always felt you are, and you felt certain, like myself, same thing. I've always felt that there are many things within me that um, were female. The way I use the bathroom, the way I like to dress in certain ways. Um, there were lots of things that I noted, but I I never. I guess it was hard for me because yeah, it's the way you feel inside, and it was hard for me because of the what you're taught. It's exactly what you are taught. Um, that one always feels that they have to present as. For example, I felt I had to present, you know, male. Why? Because I grew up Mexican, and it was what they call the machismo culture. They say, oh, you have to be the man. You have to be the man of the house. You have to. Well, and that's the worst thing that parents do is they don't let us self-express, and which is wrong. We should be able to express ourselves and be ourselves. Exactly. I agree with you, Kimberly. Nobody knows what we feel unless they experience it. Um, and that's what all these people that come in here and spread hate on the channel don't realize. They're just taught a religious ideal or a political ideal. And they don't they don't realize what we are feeling. What I've always liked are black skirts that go down to the ankles. That is my thing, are black skirts to the ankles. I, I've always, as you guys know, I like women, and when I saw women wearing black skirts to the ankles, I was actually jealous because that's what I would love to wear. I thought it looked attractive, and I would love to wear one with a nice blouse. Exactly. Yeah, I love dresses too. You guys have seen my little, like some of my dresses that I have are like almost knee length. You guys have seen my little red one. I do have this beautiful teal green one, has long sleeves, just goes past the knees. I love that. Um, I love to get different colors of everything because yes, denim is really nice. Like today, see, I like to match my makeup to what I wear. So like, I have gray on the camo tonight, so you guys can see. I did like a gray eyeshadow, um, and with my usual black eyeliner with wings. Um, that was my ultimate thing to learn that I wanted once I wanted to learn makeup really bad and how to properly apply it, what goes first, what goes next. There's so much to it, though. Um, uh, there's so much like, well, you have to apply your foundation first. Thank you. You have to apply your foundation. I usually go and I do like to cover up the little bit of stubble I have. even after I shave, I'll put like orange. I'll get like my orange eyeshadow and spread it out underneath. Then I do some concealer over that, and then I will do my foundation, and then I do concealer in right over in the eyelids up top, and kind of dab it in there, and then from there I go ahead and um, put whatever color eyeshadow I put in. I used to test with makeup when I was in my teens. My mom and my sister wouldn't be home, so I would try my mom's. I would go into her bathroom, and then when I started coming out more, like age 51, yeah, sure enough, I was always using my exes, trying different uh, makeup. Yes, us, latchkey kids of the 70s and 80s, we could get away with stuff like that. Nowadays, you have the kids with, the cameras everywhere. Parents put cameras everywhere. The good old iRing generation, I would say. I'm an 80s kid. I'm a Gen X. I'm a total Gen X. Why do you think we nicknamed it was in fact it was a vote here on the channel um, that we did what to nickname my Nissan Xterra, and the name came up as Gem X. GEMX. So when you guys hear me talk about the Gem X, I'm talking about my car. Ooh, these look cool. I may order these. I'm kind of at the same time, I'm kind of multitasking it here. I am ordering some parts for, speaking of the Gem X, there's some work I am doing to it. And I am looking to doing a pretty good tune-up before I go to um, before I move to California. And I want to replace the spark plug wires along with the ignition coils. So, and I have spark plugs already. And see, this package of what are called coils, I am I like them, but it comes with spark plugs already with them. Yeah, Kimberly, it's just the fact that one of us just started earlier than the other. There's no, you know, Well, thank you, Kimberly. I like how you say that. Um, you see, I have a friend here. He's like coming up to me and saying, "Human, pay some attention to me." Now, if you guys look, he likes to look out the window over here. Uh, well, Ashley, it takes time. Ashley, are you already on HRT? I'm going to tell you this is 1 year's worth since we're having a pretty good stream and we're, kind of private. And I have, this is a black shirt. You can really tell how much I've gotten in what, a year and a half. Obviously, I do have a little bit of an underwire. I got on progesterone. Yeah, I'm 1 year and about 6 months, and this is what I have. I think I'm close to the B cup. I don't know if I am there. But it's obvious you can see the difference. Um, and the thing is, you'll have these periods of time once you get on HRT where one day they're fine, you feel good, and then another day they are sore, super sore. Um, so you got to expect those things. Yeah, and your HRT does help. Uh, get your mental health better because you're not feeling that dysphoria. Um, yeah, when you do bump into something, it is it does hurt. It hurts. Like the first month or so, oh wow, it's sore. The first weeks, and you start feeling that. And it's amazing as you start seeing the growth. The first time I started on HRT, I wondered, is this working? And then all of a sudden one day I look, and then it was like days into starting the hormone replacement therapy. And at that time I was already on finasteride because what I was doing was finasteride, and I still do it. I still get finasteride, and I do minoxidil to fill in. Um, the finasteride is also a testosterone blocker, but it works on DHT mainly. And what I I looked at was, I and then when I got on, I was already on finasteride. And I went to Planned Parenthood there in Florida, and they were giving me. Uh, I was going to start on hormone replacement therapy. It's looking at you, huh, Yadira? And when I was going to start on HRT, the nurse practitioner said, "Oh, you're already on finasteride. No need to put you on the Spiro." But when I came over here, the nurse practitioner told me Spiro is definitely a need. Um, so uh, I got on Spiro. I stayed on the finasteride. So um, and just you know, I'm on Spiro and the finasteride and progesterone and on the estradiol. Yeah, I'm filling out my bras. The thing is, what the progesterone does, it it gives it a rounder shape and the areola. It grows those areola. Just to be straightforward with it, I'll go over with a very technical and anatomical name. Yeah, lately I have been peeing a lot. Oh, I think we can go to the. What we'll do is we will go to. Let's see. We'll go all the way to 3 hours and 30-minute mark. You guys, if you want to watch a really good, another good trans um, couple, like he, both it's two women, and the taller one is a trans woman. Um, watch this channel, Amanda and Shay. Shay is male to female trans, and also a member of the same religion that I used to belong to. They're both devout. Or they were both devout Mormons, and then you know, they deconstructed and left because Shay was uh, had gender dysphoria. Yeah, Spyro does it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the voice change. Like Shay, she had the vocal feminization surgery. Um, I think she's gone out of the country for several of the surgeries. I think she's even gone like to like I know for hair to fill back her hair back in. I think it's Hungary where they do it, and they do it very. No, it's Turkey. If you go to Turkey, they do a hair. Uh, they transplant hair, and I guess it's very inexpensive. You know, you got your flight, everything, and you go over there for like $5,000, and it's done. She did a short in where she shows that you know she's all done up like a woman, obviously, because she's already um, you know, already transitioned, and she's all, when you know that all these men have come to Turkey for hair transplants, and you see them all like on the airplane, and you can tell where the hair was transplanted. Um, yeah, it I guess it's supposed to be cheaper than the U.S. because the U.S. they charge you all kinds of money for it. And I think that's where she got her vo- voice feminization surgery. I am not sure. In fact, one of their videos just popped up on my. I opened up another YouTube page, and yeah, I try what I can as far as my voice. But one, it takes lots of practice. I feel mine can pass sometimes, and then other times it probably does sound very masculine. But even if you watch some of the long time trans YouTubers, um, like let's talk. A friend of mine, Mama Shar, she says she admits that her voice is deep, and you know, and that's just part of it. If you really want to force yourself, you can talk like a little mouse, very squeaky. But why? There's no reason to. A baritone bass. Can't get enough of that everlasting bass. Um, I just may have figured out what is impeding on my YouTube stream. See, you guys, I've had to do this today. I had to do the stream this way because there's been issues with it last night and tonight as far as my phone camera. And see, like right now, it's not even wanting to come on without Wi Fi. It's not even wanting to connect. Yes, Turkey. Let's see. Xfinity is saying August 8th. My bill's going to be charged automatically. That is fine. I can probably pay it ahead of time. That's really what our super chats go for. I pay my overhead, and then which is the internet, and then I give some to charity, and a little bit more to improving the channel. I do want to get another monitor. I don't know if I'm going to do the triple monitor setup or maybe a second computer somewhere else with at least one monitor setup. I can do that with my little Chromebox, and then have one computer set up with um, one with a single monitor, one with dual monitors. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do leave a like and subscribe. I think we're going to call it a night in about 18 minutes. Oh, I'm 55. I just turned 55 on July 1st. I'll answer that, which is kind of everybody always asks, why do I call it Area 5T1? Is it just because of the Area 51 thing? And it's not. Area, just the number 51 has been very significant in my life. The first TV show that you saw me watching as a kid and inspired me to do what I do as far as my job. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of adjusting my camera here. Ashley, you'll probably know what show I mean, was good old Emergency One, Squad 51. That was my favorite TV show as a kid. You would see me watching it with a firefighter's helmet on. There's pictures of me always wearing a fire helmet everywhere. I didn't want to be a firefighter, but I wanted to be a paramedic, which was something new in the 70s. And then when I got older, obviously when the internet came about and everybody started getting emails, my first email was a Hotmail account, which I still have. And it gave, the J, my last name, and 51 at hotmail.com. Then later on, I took a job in a pharmaceutical research center, and my office was numbered 51 when they were renumbering, like rewiring the place to put internet throughout the building. And sure enough, my office was number 50. They called it Area 51. So I got one of these. I printed a little sign like this. This one actually ordered on Temu. It's like metal. So they nicknamed my office Area 51. So it's just kind of a theme that's gone throughout my life. I came out, and first I came out bisexual at age 51, but then found that it wasn't so much that I was bisexual, because I really only liked women, but I felt feminine. So I finally found who I truly was. and that was at age 51. So the number 51 has been very significant in my life. Now I started trying. I didn't think about doing my channel till about 2 years ago. I think I'm going. This is my third year on YouTube, but the first 2 years were very, very quiet. I did one video the first year. I think I called it New Year. Yeah, because it was 19. It was 2023, so I called it 2023 New Year, New Me. Um, and and then after that, I started slowly. The next year, I did about four, and then when I moved out here to Albuquerque this year, what live videos and live streams total, I have about 500 something done. Um, so, it helps. It's been a great time. I've enjoyed it. I've I've always just, yeah, me, I stuck with women. I like women. So, as I am a woman, that would make, I consider myself to be a trans lesbian, or I call it a transbian. Many people will call it differently. That's what I consider it. Okay, so we're going to go on our last 12 minutes here, you guys. Yeah, and that's what it is. At first, you feel like you're either gay. That was a lot of my upbringing. It was like people perceived me as gay. Uh, I was a little more on the feminine side. Always hung out with my mom. Um, and my sister, my dad, I grew up in a patriarchal system. So my dad was always at work. It took a long time before my mom actually went and got a job, but my dad always at work. Uh, so I was always with my mom and my sister. We would go to the store. So, in my teens, when my sister and my mom were out doing lingerie shopping, of course, I was in the lingerie section with them. Or as I called it one time, lingerie. And then, so it was, it was an experience. Um, Ashley, welcome to the club. I'm in the middle of ending my second. My first one, my first one, she cheated on me. My second one, I will say I messed up on that one, but yet I tried to reconcile with her. Yes, I slipped up one day and I kissed someone else while walking them out to their car at work. Then um, then came what but then when things started drifting apart. um, we tried to reconcile, but yet things drifted apart. She wanted to force me to move to Ohio, but my daughter had just started kindergarten, and I wanted to see my daughter go through her school years, school age years, middle school, high school. I want to at least see her graduate high school. and then I could fly down for college graduation. Not that I was going to leave my daughter completely, but she was living with her mom, and I would come and visit her, but um, then I decided to, that I was going to stay. I wasn't going to move to Ohio. And then, sure enough, she got upset at that, and it wasn't her way. So um, we, um, then I think from there is where problems really started, and and things just drifted apart. I have one stepchild from my first marriage. He's in the Navy, has done great in the Navy. And then I have one daughter that is my biological daughter. Great, great girl. She's like, how can I say, I think most parents would want her as a child. She's graduated high school with a 5.45 GPA. She got into was chosen for two different military academies, but decided to go to a private aviation school. You know, it, and then she transferred back to a university, and now she's working on her master's degree through U of F. She's a Gator, and she wants to do nonprofit organization. So, well, you guys, I think what we're going to do here, everyone, I do want to thank you for being here. Thank you for this, being here on this live stream. It's been a good one. It's been, a great time just streaming with a good group. I, probably gonna sleep in a bit tomorrow. Tomorrow I will do another live. I'm gonna try to fix whatever's going on, see if we can stream in our usual fashion. And then we can, and then we will, do our, our usual streams. I do want to thank you for being here. Thank you for being in Area 5T1. Remember, I am Jules. All of you are my treasures. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.